Hi there. Louis Awerbuck was an instructor who started in the business in South Africa and then went over to the United States, where he was an assistant instructor at Gunsight working for Colonel Cooper. And then he branched off with his own training setup, the Yavapai Academy in Arizona. And I took a class from him at an ILFE conference in Mesa, Arizona. And it was a very, very interesting experience. What Louis did was present various problems. He was very interested in problem solving with regards to self-protection shooting or the defensive pistol craft. And he sort of thought out of the box to a large extent. And one of the problems he gave us was based on a hostage situation. Now, those of you who've done quite a bit of shooting will probably have faced hostage scenarios on the range. And usually there's a degree of unrealism with them, because sometimes it'll just be a static target array, a target of a bad guy hiding behind a hostage. Or sometimes it'll be moving, a turning target or a sideways mover. But they're usually very unrealistic. It's not the way human beings move. And what Louis did was to devise a target system using springs, wires, and levers, where he could have the hostage and or the bad guy moving in various ways in an unpredictable way. So, we'd be peeping out and then moving back and moving this way rather than the sort of static thing you've got. And in this particular drill, you had one shot and you had to hit the hostage taker on a brief exposure before he disappeared behind the hostage. It was very, very interesting. Only two of us managed to solve that particular problem. Anyway, Louis wrote a few books, but this was his first one, Hit or Myth, an analysis of practical range training for street preparedness. And it's got a lot of the material that he devised and was using in his classes. But at the beginning, he takes the familiar El Presidente drill, which is 3 targets and you fire 2 on each, do a reload 2 on each. And he analyzed it in various ways and to sort of to highlight the reasons why it's not very practical to shoot that way. And some of the things are the time allowed. That in the street, time is never predictable. You might have plenty of time and you mightn't have enough time. The scoring zones, usually in the competitive shooting world and police firearms training, the target zones are highly unrealistic. The center zone is usually quite a big area on the chest. And if you couple that then with target angulation, the target's turned away like this, you don't get quite the same effect. And so he brought up all these points in a very, very interesting way. And there's nothing wrong with basic drills like the El Pres, as long as you regard them like the scales in music. There are stepping stones to being proficient and being fluent and being able to perform on demand, rather than the be-all and end-all of themselves. So the book and its successor books, he wrote another couple, has a lot of food for thought. Really, Louis was a very smart instructor, and he sort of looked at things in a slightly different way from a lot of the other instructors. So he made you think in a particular way, which might challenge your existing beliefs in a very positive way. I certainly got a lot from both from training with him in that short class and also from the book. Unfortunately, Louis died in 2014, and but his book lives on, and I do recommend it for anyone interested in firearms training.